The first matchup, the number 1 seed, Neil's Packers, take on the number 8 seed, Ashley Schaefer's Dick Slappers. It's the last time I'm calling you that, Trav, just so you can feel good about yourself. Big game. Took the liberty of looking up some actual stats from the year, and I'll tell you this. If they had played every week, the Dicks would have been 5-8. Neil's Packers would have been 8-5. So definitely a favorite. The Guru likes them. Keys to the game, Vernon Davis. Tony has said repeatedly, Vernon Davis is not a good fantasy football tight end, but he's been the best all year. Can Vernon Davis shut Tony up? We'll wait and find out. But more than that, the other key I see, Travis playing 52 pickup. He must have Chad Leonard running his team. I like all the pickups. Interesting to see a guy play that many free agents in a playoff week. But hey, when you're the 8 seed, you have nothing to lose. He doesn't even belong here. But again, you never know what's going to happen. The number 2 team, Becky's Bad News Beginner's Luck Bears, play the number 7 seed, Beans and Rice. Erin is a former Super Bowl champion. She won it 2 years ago. The people who won last year are no longer in our league. So I guess technically defending champ. We'll see. The one thing I will tell you about this game, Erin has been living and dying by Baltimore all year. Baltimore plays Detroit at home this week. If you talk about a fantasy matchup to get excited about, just incredible that she gets Joe Flacco, Ray Rice, Derek Mason, all the Ravens playing against Detroit. Will D'Angelo Williams be healthy for Becky? That's a key as well. We all know the Patriots can be run and thrown on. D'Angelo Williams would look awful good against that Patriots defense. And weather obviously plays a role at this time of year as well. Look at Ben Roethlisberger. He plays on Thursday night against Cleveland. It's supposed to be snowy and very windy. Will that affect Becky's chances to win? Erin's strength are at quarterback, especially if Flacco plays well. She's also got Aaron Rodgers, who has been lights out all year. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm not going to tell you who I'm taking yet. I'll save that for the end. The number 3 seed, Dominic's Dominators, are probably going to dominate Mealsy's Monkeys. Injuries have taken their toll on my team. Matt Ryan, Michael Turner. It's really bad when there's a possibility you're going to have to start either Dante Culpepper if I decide to pick him up. You guys know I might. Or Chris Redmond. Even if Matty Ice comes back, he's got a bad toe. It really comes down to me having Houston against a bad team that they can score on. So will Schaub and Andre Johnson go crazy? Here's hoping. Certainly wasn't fun when Schaub went out early in the week. As I said in my email, I didn't want to play Rob's team. He's got good players. Sidney Rice, Mike Sims Walker, on top of who he drafted. These are guys he picked up. I just don't trust it. But you never know. I think you can tell where I'm leaning here, and I think you all know that there's a reverse jinx involved in it. But we'll have to wait and see. The one other thing that I'll say about that matchup, Tom's would have been 7-6. I would have been 6-7 if we had played all year. So realistically, it's probably a good matchup, especially if I'm healthy. Right now, I'm not. Having your number 2 pick in the draft be out really hurts this time of year. Also, back to the Becky and Aaron matchup, Becky would have gone 7-6. Aaron would have gone 6-7. So another close one, even though it's the 2 seed and the 7 seed. You know, that's what you're dealing with in that matchup. Last matchup of the week, Horsepower versus the Yogurt Slingers. You've got Mark. This is a big week for Mark's defenses. He's got Pittsburgh against Cleveland in the wind, maybe the snow, and he's got Baltimore against Detroit. This could be one of those special weeks for defenses, and it better be for his sake. The other thing I'll say about that is you've got quarterbacks that are terrible. It's not just that the teams are bad. Brady Quinn's awful. Dante Culpepper's awful. Can Corey overcome it? The one little glitch that I did find, amazingly enough, Corey would have gone 8-5 against Mark on the regular season. Mark would have gone 5-8. That's as big a discrepancy as we have in these playoffs. So maybe, just maybe, Corey as the 5 seed can advance. And now on to our picks. You know I'm taking Dominic's Dominators. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take him to face Beans and Rice. I think Aaron's got a shot this week. Jason Witten against the San Diego team that can't really cover the tight end. I got a feeling. But I really like the matchup with Baltimore. I think Ben Roethlisberger is going to cost Becky this week. Also, Becky's she's got some good wide receivers and good players that are playing in that Minnesota-Cincinnati game. That is a chance to be a 17-10 football game. Trust me, I'll be hurt by it as well. Cedric Benson isn't going to run for a lot against that Minnesota defense. I'm going to have to get touchdowns. Tony, obviously I'm taking you over Travis, mostly so that I can jinx you, but I do think you have a little bit better team. Although, would be interested to see the free agent pickups that Travis has made beat you, the king of fantasy free agent pickups during the playoffs. Got to admit, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. And then into the final matchup, Mark versus Corey for all the marbles and an Arby's roast burger. I'll take Mark. I like the defenses this week. And honestly, Mark, I hope you lose. How's that for a reverse jinx? Till next week, we may have a special guest. We may get another picture of Romo. I may be crying. It's Corey from the Pony Show Pigskin Prognosticators.